City of Greendale Council meeting, February 11th, 2026, 6 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. All right. As a recipient of federal funds and in support of Dearborn County's efforts to ensure non-discrimination and equal access to all citizens, the county gathers statistical data regarding participants in county activities. Therefore, we have provided a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey at this meeting. You are not required to complete this survey. However, the form is anonymous and will be used solely for the purpose of monitoring our compliance with Title VI and ADA, and those forms are in the back of the room. Okay, audience comments. Do we have any audience comments tonight? Nothing? Okay. We're going to go to Ms. Karen Saavedra, who's going to give her presentation on our water plant. But before I do that, I want to make sure I thank Civil City, utility crew, everybody that was involved in our snow removal the last 2 weeks. As you know, it was an absolute monster. We have put snow everywhere. If you want to get an idea of how much snow we've moved, go to the cabin, the dog park, and Shinley Place. We have snow everywhere.
I'm still waiting on the parks president to get on me for taking up her parking lot at the cabin.
They kind of exceed the allowed.
Well, that was the weatherman's fault.
Yeah. Good answer. Okay, Ms. Karen Saavedra of Structure Point is here to present about her findings on our water plant. Welcome, Karen. Probably what it says on the thing.
Can you do it now? I think I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Karen, this is Becky. Even though it says Christina Craig, it's Becky. So just so you know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
translate it, because she won't be able to hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
It's unfortunate the attitude that Lawrenceburg
Karen, I'm gonna repeat it for you. Okay.
he's my translator.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously, the financially expeditious thing to do is to rebuild our plant. I saw this presentation once before, and at that time, I may be misunderstood, but my understanding at that time was that the degree of softness would be affected temporarily, but not on a permanent basis.
Well,
And I see that now it is, my question is, how would the other three alternatives, would they provide the level of softness people enjoy now? Because I know that phone will be ringing for you, it won't be my problem. But, how does our softness right now compare to Lawrenceburg or whatever?
Karen, did you hear that? So, no degree of softness. So her question was, how do the other three alternatives compare to the softness we provide today?
That's not what she's asking. She's not asking that.
So you're wondering the softness of Lawrenceburg's water?
Yes,
Do you know what that is?
Andy,
It's similar.
to what we have now.
Greendale's water is a little softer than Lawrenceburg, but not much.
Okay, that's good.
And did that change in this presentation?
Did that change from the presentation to Board of Works last month? Because I was under the impression that we were going to continue to have the same level of water softness.
After a brief period.
Yeah, like I knew that it would be decreased during construction, but when construction's complete, will it return to the level of softness that we have right now?
No.
It will not. Okay.
And Karen, I thought from the previous presentation, that's what I assumed also. But is there a period of time where we won't have any softness during the? And I think that's what that's what I had heard, yeah.
I think that's what I heard too.
And Karen, this is Mike again. I just have a couple other questions. When Structure Point approached Lawrenceburg about going together, and you had it in an asterisk that their cost would be 5.6 million. So did they tell you guys that Greendale has to foot that whole thing?
That wasn't,
But would they not recover some of that cost through the additional rates that Greendale residents would pay them? And who did you guys talk to down in Lawrenceburg on this to get the official response to put this in the presentation? Okay, okay. And then do we know with that, Becky, what's our debt right now? Do we have any debt in the water department?
In the water department?
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think so. Did you guys project if we, because we'll obviously have to bond this, and I heard in a meeting recently that there's potential we could get this completely paid for from some state funds. I don't know who said that, or, you know,
That was me. It's something me and Mike have been discussing, with Houching's, grant, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it. It just was something that we
Which-
heard in a SERPC meeting.
right,
and
which
we've
would
been-
be awesome, but if we do so would we have to bond the full 5 million?
Are you talking, if we remodel ours?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
That, unless the grants come through.
Have we projected, because obviously that cost will roll into the residents and the rate increase?
That was not part of the rate study that we did last summer.
A $5 million bond at 3% over 20 years is about like $340,000 a year.
We can get 3%.
SRF is a lower interest rate. Karen, do you know what SRF is offering right now?
So, for those in the audience, we started this process, I'm thinking 4 years ago. The previous administration contracted with Lockmuller. They did 2 studies, and at the end of the 2 studies, what they recommended at the time was a brand-new water plant at a cost of $17 million. So when my administration came in, we reached out to Mayor Milan. He was open to the idea, not committed, but open to the idea. And he said, I will not listen to anybody except for Karen Saavedra. And he referenced her as the queen of water in Indiana. And after you spend some time with her, she truly is the queen of water in Indiana. And that's the highest respect you can give someone. So when we entered into a contract with her, we looked at all of our options, not just building a new one. Especially the $17 million price tag was a lot to stomach. And we had some concerns with this building, given its age and where it was built. And we hired, what was the name of the company that we hired to make sure it wasn't moving? Yeah. So they drilled 2 holes behind the building, put inclinometers in it to make sure the building wasn't moving. They studied it over a 6-month period. They also came down and put crack monitors on the building and came back with actually a good rating for the age of the building, SME. Yeah. So when that was done, Karen took it from there as far as showing us what our options were. So that's how we are where we are today. So, yeah. Yes, sir.
So the 5.6 is not a hard number. It's kind of a guesstimate of what we think, right?
Karen, did you hear that? Is the 5.6 million that it would cost Lawrenceburg to upgrade to be able to handle us, is that a hard number or is that a guesstimate? And also, I think one of the, something that needs to be stated is Greendale will keep their water crew. We still will need a licensed water distributor if we were to go with Lawrenceburg and buy water from Lawrenceburg. But our crew doesn't go away. Our 4 guys stay with us. They will still have to hold a water distribution license because Lawrenceburg will only send water to this building, dump it into Clearwell, and from there, we would send it back out, correct? Right.
But no chemicals, right? We wouldn't have any. We
No,
wouldn't be doing the softening, they would be doing.
No. And Sean, can you give us an idea what we spend a year on chemicals?
Oh my God, I'm sorry, I can't tell you on the salt, but you just saw the fluoride and that, I can't give you a hard number, Vince,
Okay,
sorry.
we can get that for you, John.
I can get it.
2024 was 175,000.
What's that?
2024 was 175.
On Lawrenceburg or Greendale?
Greendale.
Greendale.
So 120,000 elected.
Okay.
So those two costs completely go away. Almost nothing else goes away.
Yeah.
If you don't have a treatment plant.
Right.
Then we lose our wells too, right? Like they are pumping our water.
Would they take over your wells?
Yeah,
I don't know. But it just depends.
like depends on how you structure a
It
merger
kind of
with
died
them.
that Orangeburg didn't want to partner.
Yeah.
They said they would sell us water, basically.
Right.
I don't think anybody got anything officially in writing on that.
No,
But,
we don't, but we
but
could,
that was the gist of what their stance was.
yes.
I mean, one thing we haven't said, I think that if we just became Lawrenceburg's customer, that $5.6 million, the upgrades that they need to do, personally, that's on them. We're just their
Right.
customer.
Yeah, right.
They need to do what they need to do to provide water
Right.
to their customers, and we would be one of those customers. So
Yeah.
necessarily, we wouldn't have to pay any of that upfront. Could we pay some of it upfront to get a favorable rate from Lawrenceburg? Sure.
Yeah.
But what would that rate be? Right now, Lawrenceburg couldn't sell us water for less than $2.50 per thousand.
Right.
Just, it is what it is. And at $2.50 per thousand, 1.2 million gallons a day, you're looking at $1.2 million a year, you know? Just for the water, the whole water department budget right now is 1.2 million.
Right.
And if you got rid of your plant, you're only gonna save $300,000 a year off the top. So now your budget just went from 1.2 million to 2.1 million. And, you know, plan.
And you've lost control of your rates. You don't,
And quality,
Qual-
like you don't
right.
have a say in quality, like.
yes, sir.
Mayor, my concern long-term is I just don't know how long a small community can maintain all the individual services. And it seems like to me this is a point where, it's either now or never, or at least for the next 20 years. If we would find a path to do something, even if we became a wholesale customer, they can't charge us more than they charge ABC company that they're charging, and I wouldn't know why we would be their biggest customer, I would think, right off the bat.
Well, John, I think one thing you need to consider is VRUC, Hidden Valley, is a wholesale customer of ours. And from the Greendale perspective, it's a nightmare.
I know that.
Absolute nightmare. So I guess, so Karen,
Oh, excuse me, Mayor.
okay, right, okay, go ahead, John.
Well, the nightmare up there is kind of a result of that we did, right?
Oh, yeah, it's our fault. No ifs, ands, or buts. So the statement, I think, Karen, was that John thinks over the next 20 years, because of the size of our city, that it's going to be hard for us to maintain a small water utility. And he thinks that by combining the two, regionalism is the answer. I don't disagree. but I can't I can't arm wrestle Kelly into going that route with me. You know, they hold all the cards, as we all know. We've learned that over the years. So my other fear of getting in with another municipality is what happens when we have an administration change, and we've seen that all with the sewer plant. In fact, the sewer plant 10 years ago was a nightmare, and it took a lot to get it back on path. Well, it took $25 million to get it straightened out, is what it took. And we're all playing nice now, and the three cities get along great, and we have a, Chris Legaly is wonderful, does a heck of a job with the plant, but that doesn't always happen, and that's my concern as well. One thing that we haven't brought up, and my question to you, Karen, how often do you see cities who employ Structure Point to do a study like this and come back and say, hey, how about we just sell it to American Water and be done with it? Can you speak of that, please? Right, right. So let me speak to about so right now we have four guys in the water department. I would say they're all younger than 32, am I right? 32. We have two fully licensed operators. We have what I would call two apprentices. One apprentice has got his distribution license. He does not have his
WT3.
yeah, he doesn't have his WT3 yet, which is a license or water plant operator license. So I have a good crew. I mean, that can change at any minute, but right now our crew is young. They're learning. They're working towards getting all of their licensing, and that seems to be going well. So that we've had problems in the past. But right now our turnover is minimal, and we seem to be going in the right direction. Where else was I headed with that? We talked about American Water. It's nice to be able to control the water you drink. I've heard Linda say it 100 times. Water is your most important asset, and I know you believe that, and it is important. We actually, there's a reason that the distillery's here. We have some of the best water in the world. Our water is good. Karen, I was going to tell you, I monitor weekly the hardness of the water for Greendale at my car wash. We run between 12 and 15. So it's not super soft, but it is soft water. Yeah. So, but I have a softener at my house as well. So,
I want to say this to John specifically. I believe that regionalism is a good thing when you're partners.
right.
But to sell our water essentially to another city is what we're talking about. And maintaining the cost of providing the service. at perhaps a higher price or any price. And losing control of our own most valuable resource it doesn't seem to me like a good play. If it was gonna be a partnership like we are at the sewer district, it would be a whole different animal. But
Right.
just to become somebody's customer and have no control over rates, no control over, well, if you wanna continue being our customer, you'll invest this in our infrastructure. It just doesn't sit well with me. I believe in regionalism, I think it's a good thing, but you don't give up control without a say in your most valuable resource. And all you have to do is look in the western part of the country and see what's happening throughout this country with water supplies to see the potential for what could happen to the grandkids of the people in this room.
John, you had a point?
Well, I think Andy mentioned, I mean, we have a big asset by having these clear wells, right? We have a great water source. Some of these other places don't. Which, I mean, that's certainly in the pro side. But to Linda's point about control, you know, we don't have control over the cost of electricity. And, you know, that's where I come from, and it's going to get substantially more. And yes, we have control over our costs here, but not over not over the base rate. So, again, back to Linda's point, I think if there was a path to become a different kind of partner with Lawrenceburg, and like I said, we have assets being, you know, the wells. I mean, at some point in time, they're gonna need additional wells, do they, you know, whether it's from us or for their own use. So, it
Andy?
certainly seems like there's enough.
They can become a customer of ours then.
Right. So Andy, what's your thoughts on the wells? Because you ran that for 30 years down there.
What's the question? What about the wells?
Well, will they need our wells?
Would they need our wells?
Yeah.
If we don't have a plant, what difference does it make? Realistically.
Right. Right.
But
So,
no, they wouldn't necessarily need our wells.
So my question for Karen is this. So we have a 88-bed hotel coming online late '26. We have a 176-unit apartment building coming on late '27. We have a
Filtration plant,
say it again.
filtration plant.
The filter plant, BWF is coming, they should be done, late '27? They use water in their production. Am I missing anything?
All in a TIF area.
Yes, it's all in a TIF area, thank you, H. And we also have possibly another 60 homes coming out at Casey's subdivision.
All in a TIF area.
In a TIF area, thank you, H.
Where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
It's the redevelopment's responsibility for any cost. We're at 90% right now. If any future development here is gonna be in a TIF area, you done proved that, whether it's residential, commercial, or what, they're gonna get involved in it. Let them pick up the cost. That's part of their job, isn't it? To maintain the infrastructure.
Want to help me out here?
They do pay a lot of the costs, and they've continued to help the
They
city
keep
with
a lot of
infrastructure.
tax money too.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess, Karen, my question to you is this. You said we were at 89%. What do you think? Oh,
That was the peak day.
on
right?
a peak day. No, right. But, and another thing, we have another hotel that wants to come to town as well. So, and I don't know how many beds that would be, but I think it's a fairly large hotel. Not a motel, but a hotel. So the question is, with this April 1st deadline, how soon do we need to act? Is that a fair question? Okay.
Okay.
But it's a lot cheaper to go SRF route versus the bond route, correct? Right.
So, Mayor, to clarify, because we've had some issues in the past of like who's responsible for what. Am I right in my understanding that the path forward would be a decision from Board of Works of what we need to do to move forward, and then we would be responsible for
The funding.
figuring out how it's going to get paid for?
We would have to approve the
Right.
bond.
And so this conversation that we're having, like, it's good and it's helpful, but Board of Works is the one that's going to make that recommendation to
Yes.
us. This is what we want to move forward with, what we think is best. And then they're going to say, council, figure out how to pay
Right.
for this.
Right. Well,
Right.
and
Right. Yeah.
yeah. And I think part of the equation, council and anybody, if you ever want to go see our water plant, we'd be glad to take you down there. We have two softeners from 1933. Is that correct? 33? We actually moved them from the original water plant. That's the second water plant. They came from the original water plant, which was down in the Shinley area, as I understand it. So.
Do we have an idea which way Board of Works is leaning?
Well, we do.
And what is that?
2 and 2. Two of them would like to look further into regionalism. 2 they think we should go ahead. So,
With 4.
With option 4?
with option 4, yes.
So you're the tiebreaker?
Again.
So do you
Where are
guys,
you
have you
leaning?
guys taken a vote, an official vote?
No,
to-
we haven't. We haven't taken a vote, and so the ask, one of the ask was to go back to Lawrenceburg's council and ask them. I will do that, but I will only do that if I go through Kelly, first and foremost. Kurt had a good point about that the other day when we were talking, and his point is, he doesn't feel, and I think can we state this in a public meeting?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think it's a very valid point. Kurt doesn't believe that they will make this type of decision coming on to an election year. And I agree with Kurt. I think that is, so that puts us 2 years out. If we were to, and in 2 years, we're gonna have a new administration in Lawrenceburg. That is a fact. Kelly is not gonna run for his 4th term. Period. So then we have the unknown of who's the new mayor. And- What's that?
So just starting it over.
It was starting over. And again, we are on year 4 of this. This is our 4th year of dealing with the water plant. And guys, I don't have all the answers. I'll be the first one to tell you. There's a lot of good, I think in my mind, one of the great things with Greendale is we have a lot of good discussion. We talk about these things and we try to be as transparent as possible, but I don't have all the answers. And that's why we've employed the Queen of Water to give us her best judgment, right? Your professional opinion.
So Board of Works meets in 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So if people have concerns, that'd be a great place to
Wonderful.
talk
Yeah,
about that
5
further.
5 o'clock, I think it's the 24th. I can check that real quick. Does that sound right, guys? 24th?
At 14 days, or no?
23rd.
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 5 o'clock.
So,
Becky, do you know what the SRF loan rate is?
I don't.
Sewer district?
Not off the top of my head.
That was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Move on.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's probably
I
changed,
know.
probably went down.
yeah, probably went down.
Honestly.
We've had people sit
So,
Yeah.
does anybody else have any, John?
One more, and this is to Andy, and it is, it's my understanding, anyway, that we actually have a tie with Lawrenceburg, correct? Like, for instance, if something catastrophic happens somewhere else, they could supply us water.
They can supply a certain amount of water into a certain area of Greendale, but their pressure isn't high enough to push it to all the residences.
And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, the pipe is too small. If we were to do this, we'd have to upsize the pipe?
No, pipe's large enough.
Okay. Yes.
It's all 12.
Is it all 12? I thought Steve thought it was an 8, but you think it's all 12? Okay.
I thought it was 8 down there,
It might be 8 in that vault.
in that section area.
Where it's just reduced in that vault, it might be an 8 inch in there. That's-
Okay.
It's 12 going into that vault, it's 12 going out.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Mayor, I'll need to talk to either Karen or Ryan.
No. We'll make it happen. All right. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Any more questions for Karen?
Just on the softness, what this proposal is, I just want to throw this out there, so just to kind of throw some numbers on it. Like, the water leaving the Greendale plant is between 4 and 5 grains of hardness. The water coming into the plant is 22 grains of hardness, so that's how hard it's going to be. So Greendale softens it down to between 4 and 5. What she's proposing, it's going to be about a 6. So from 22 down to 6, so it's still going to be pretty soft.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably not even noticeable, is what you're saying.
Probably.
Blend.
Got it. Okay. Any more questions? All right. Anybody that is interested in going down to see the water plant, all you have to do is contact me. I'll be glad to take you down there and show you how we make water magic. So,
What do you charge per tour?
yeah, well, you'll find out.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Appreciate your time. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, fundraiser.
So you need nothing
for the
from us
cabin.
tonight.
Tonight, no. Hey, Judge, can I bother you for a minute? Would you turn that switch on, that light switch right over, just the one that needs to go up? Yes, sir, thank you. Yes. All right, we got a lot to do? All right. Clerk Treasurer report. Ms. Becky?
Could we let our guests go first?
Oh, did I miss that? Approval, or do you want, you mean the
Request.
the donation? Yes,
Donation.
yes, let's do that. Okay. Southeastern Indiana Art Guild. Yes, ma'am. We would like. Ma'am, we're gonna ask you to go to, can you, yes, because we are being recorded live.
Ah, no.
So don't use any bad words.
All right.
Okay.
May not be able to hear it anyway.
There you go.
There you go, perfect.
Yes.
Is it on?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My name is, I can't talk very well tonight. I apologize. I'll do my best. My name is Terry Keller. I'm the president of the Southeastern Indiana Art Guild. To any of you who don't know much about the Art Guild, we've been around for over 45 years in Aurora. This particular group started with some, oh, there it is. It started with some artists that just wanted to get together and do art and share their talents and skills with the people around them. So eventually they increased their numbers, looked for places to harbor their work so they could show it off. Eventually, we got the Shuck Building down in Aurora. That's been since about 2008, I think. Very nice building. We're very proud of it. It's a big area that we can spread out and show what we do. We right now have 32 members. 5 of them are brand new. We've just accumulated them over this last year. And just through word of mouth. So obviously we don't do too much advertising. It's expensive. We are a nonprofit organization, so we depend on our volunteers. We have a good group of people, but you know how that is when you're trying to get people to come and do what we have to do. We do have several shows during the year, and that's basically our biggest expenses. We are asking for some support as a nonprofit organization from the city of Greendale to help us out a little bit. I can tell you right now we have approximately $15,000 in like rent, utilities, the price, of course, that has all gone up. We do have an internet service that we allow our people to use, which is very handy. And we try to have workshops during the year, which would include the people. We invite anyone to come and join us for the workshops. They are teaching workshops usually that will dwell on a particular type of art, such as oil painting or watercolors. Sometimes there's some new techniques that they learn, and we want to pass that on. So what it amounts to, we end up finding out that these workshops cost us about $1,000 for the person who's putting it on. We do charge per person for the workshop, but it just basically covers what we can, what we are charged. So we're not making any money, which we're not supposed to anyway. But it is nice to be able to spread this information. There's nobody else that can do it. We have artists that are good. We have people who have talents that we want to let others know about. So that's what we're trying to do. We show off our art. We have a student show that comes up in March, which involves all the kids from the local Southwest Indiana schools. If you get a chance, you ought to stop down. They are some really great things that you'll see. And we have our spring show for the members in April. In August, we pick up at the tri-state area and call for artists from Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. That usually is a very good showing. We probably have about 120 artists that come and bring their art. We usually have decent prize money and ribbons, so they all like that. But I guess in reality, what I would like to do is just have some support from Greendale. You've always backed us in the past. The Dearborn Arts Commission that was in Lawrenceburg is closing its doors, from what I understand, because the lady's retiring. So I don't think Lawrenceburg will have as much of a presence in the arts as what we will. We're gonna have to kick butt to kind of pick up the pace. We'd like to do that by more advertising and more workshops and getting the community involved. If there's anything that we can do for Greendale, I would love to. We used to have a show at the cabin, but it was kind of a off the beaten path type of thing. We could never get many people to come, unfortunately. It's a nice place, but if there's ever anything that we can do for you, we'd love to. We have plenty of art. If you get a chance, if you'd ever want new artwork here for your offices or city building or whatever, check into it with me. I'll be glad to see what we can do for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Well, it looks like last year we did a $1,000 donation to the guild and, from council, and $500 from council out of the mayor's budget, which I know you guys love to spend, which I don't have a problem with. I'm gonna preface this, you guys wanted a bigger boom on July the 4th, so we took it from the mayor's budget, so just keep that in mind as you guys move forward. But last year we did 1,000, and $500 from the mayor's, which I would be good with the mayor's budget, if you guys wanna match the 1,000.
I'll move
Okay.
for that.
I'll second.
1,000 from council and then a 500 from the mayor's fund, especially with the one in Lawrenceburg shutting down. I think
it's a good thing. I really do.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a first and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
There you go. Motion carries.
Thank you.
So one of my favorite things about going down to the courthouse is that hallway with all the students' artwork on it. That is outstanding.
Yes.
That's really special.
Our show for the kids is March the 8th through the 14th.
If you will let us know, I'll put that on our Facebook page for you
Okay,
and our website, so.
I'll send a whole list of.
Okay, when you stop to get the check from Becky, if you give me all that, I'll take care of that for you. Okay? All right. Wonderful, thank you. All right, Safe Passage, are they here tonight? Yes, okay.
Thank you. I learned so much about water. It's kind of tough to follow, but it was actually very interesting. So thanks for having us. I will be super brief. I'm Carrie Kettman. I'm the executive director with Safe Passage, and we do all the domestic violence and sexual assault intervention and prevention for 6 counties, including Dearborn. I was just looking at our statistics before I stood up because we're finalizing them from last year, and Dearborn County had the highest number of crisis calls to our helpline. So we are just asking for the same support that the city has provided us in the past to offset the cost to provide those services here. I think a lot of people know about our intervention services, which include our emergency shelter that's located a county over in Ripley. We do a lot of mobile advocacy here. We serve far more people in the community than we ever do at the shelter. So we're everywhere and nowhere. You guys probably see our pull tabs more often than our logo because that's by design. We have outreach offices here in this county, very close to here, but you're not going to see that visibility everywhere by design. So we will meet our clients at the emergency room when there has been a sexual assault or domestic violence. We deploy. It's their choice if they want us in the room or not. More often than not, they do. And we assist them through all of the forensic interviews and linking them with the police department if they care to report, and just helping them in their most vulnerable time along that path. We also do court accompaniment, help with any kind of DCS cases, dissolutions. We safety plan. So from that first helpline call on, that's what we're doing all the time because it's fluid. There's different variables that will affect how we safety plan. And then the last thing I just want to bring to your attention is our growth in primary prevention. So we can't move the needle on our mission to end domestic and sexual violence without equally pouring into our primary prevention efforts. And Lawrenceburg Schools has been a tremendous partner with that. We were actually able to pilot having a touch point with every high school student with our bystander intervention, consent education kind of materials. And those partnerships has grown into a partnership with the health department, and we are currently in Lawrenceburg Schools every Tuesday. It's kind of our safe passage day. And kids that need help with healthy relationships, phone safety, internet safety, those types of themes, they have a safe place to come, and we have our staff there that's able to provide that information and kind of work through those topics with them. So we're doing a lot in the community. We are facing cuts just like a lot of other people. We're not asking for more this year than last year. You guys have helped us by increasing a little bit over the past couple years, and that's to offset our projected 40% cut this next round of the VOCA funding. So what we're doing, though, is increasing our fundraising efforts locally. So if you see of any of our local fundraisers, that's how we're offsetting the costs, by getting volunteers and people who believe in our services to engage with us and help us out in that way. So we're just asking for you to maintain what level of support you've given us last year. And also, I love the mayor's invitation to tour the water plant. I'm not a resident of Greendale, else I would. But we do the same thing at our base operations in Batesville. So if anybody wants to see our mission in action that's on council or otherwise, please get in touch with me. I do those the first Friday of every month. And you can see all the wonderful things that we're doing to get survivors from violence to safety.
Do you cover Greensburg?
Say that again?
Do you cover Greensburg?
We do not cover Decatur.
Okay.
We do have some that choose to come into Ripley or meet us at the Decatur County Library, depending on where they work and things like that, but
Well, the reason I ask is I had to go to the State House today, and I stopped at Greensburg to get gas and went to the bathroom, and in the bathroom there was I don't think it was safe passage, but there was something similar, you know, and it just makes you think. So.
So are there any like gaps that you recognize in the community that like need addressed in responding to domestic violence? Like,
how long do you want me?
yeah. Well, water had an hour,
So a coordinated community response to domestic and sexual violence, which I'm glad you brought that up, because we've partnered with the Petito Foundation. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Gabby Petito story, but she was a YouTuber who was strangled to death by her fiance out west, and they actually came in for our main fundraiser in December. The mom and bonus mom, Nikki and Tara, presented there. It's kind of a 1-2. I don't like to just do the splash. I like to make sure that we're getting some education and things out of that. So I couldn't come in March because we're having a 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. first responder training, primarily for 911 and EMTs, but also law enforcement and education, medical. Whoever wants to come really can come. It's free, but Gabby's bonus dad is a former 911 operator and also a firefighter, so he's delivering that training, and it's particularly powerful. I think it's called like the unseen advocate, all of our role as a first responder to violence. So I'll just give you a specific quick example. So strangulation is a huge issue. What we're seeing is a lot of dual arrests with strangulation. Why that is because we understand law enforcement, like there's statutes, and if there's marks on people, you know, there's things that happen, and we see a lot of like, okay, both of them are gonna be arrested. Well, during strangulation, your body is losing its oxygen, it's taking over, and you are lunging to try to save your life. And those scratch marks can happen, and like a training like this will explain like why we need to get to some of the root of domestic violence, because it's a natural body survival reaction. That's not necessarily a reciprocal violent episode. So that's kind of some of the content, a very specific example.
Also an indicator of homicide, right?
Say that. Huge indicator of your stranglers are going to be your school shooters, your police killers, those types of things. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a high correlation. So like the gentleman that committed the crime in Las Vegas, that mass shooting, was a strangler. So some of that education is also with our cohorts at the courthouse to make sure they understand, like, the legislators do a nice job of elevating that to a felony instead of just a misdemeanor. And also when we're doing plea deals, we do not want to see strangulation be pled out. We want to see that one stick, because that gives every responder an indicator when they're pulling up history that, hey, like, this is an unsafe situation.
Definitely worth
Thank
going
you.
to see it tour if you get a chance. It's a great facility.
So, yeah, call me if you want to come up and visit.
Thank you.
I may visit your water too.
All right, anytime.
Because I feel like I'm invested now. I have to know how this goes.
All right, what's the
Well-
pleasure of council?
I'd like to move that we do what we did last year, 1,500 from council and 1,000 from you.
Sure.
Can I spend your money?
I
I
think
would-
it's well spent.
I would second that.
Yeah. Okay, we have a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
I
wonderful.
will need to abstain on that one.
Okay, thank you. All right, Marty, it's the dog, what do you guys call it? The
5K.
the 5K Paws Run? Oh, the Wagon Purr, that's what it is.
Well, no, it's Wagon Purr and the run we had last year. I have materials to pass out if people could just take a pile, or take one with the paper clip. Speaking of water, and water in the frozen condition, I haven't got a complete update, but February 6th or thereabouts, the roof at the shelter, snow, we've contacted insurance company, and we needed to get a roof restorer out there. So, I'm not sure how it's gonna, I'm hoping insurance will cover that, but that's one of those, I guess it wasn't completely unforeseeable that snow on top of roof will freeze and could cause damage, but how do you remove snow? Usually you just let it melt. So there could have been something, I guess, a problem with the roof itself for all that snow to be up there. But I've come a couple times now, and I'll forego the story of how I got involved with Paws. It's in the second letter, or second thing in your attachments there. What I'm asking for is funding for 2 events this year. One of them we did for the first time last April, which is the Bark and Run. And we did well with that. And there's levels of sponsorship for each event. The second event, we know the run is going to happen in April 25th. Stage is at the cabin and goes throughout Greendale. It's a walk run. Then the second fundraiser is what we call the Wagon Purr. It's had different names over the last probably close to 20 years, but we're keeping the name Wagon Purr. And this year we're not quite sure. Last year we did it close to the fall rummage sale, which is like this event in April for the Bark and Run will be the Saturday after the spring rummage sale. So we're trying to get the other fundraiser to happen sometime like in July or August instead of September or October. So the highest sponsorship is $1,000 per event. And what I'd like to ask for is $1,000 for each event. That way you get the premier prime sponsorship level. And other requests would be, depending on wherever council wants to go with funding. Last year when we did the Bark and Run, the cabin rental was waived. So that's, I think, a $300-some fee that we're obligated to pay this year. So whatever council can do with that would be nice. But I'll leave it in your hands, so how much you would like to give to Paws this year.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Last year we had 500. And wait.
Mayor, let me address the,
Waiving.
what we're looking for the cabin.
Yes, ma'am.
At the park board, you should, Marty, we won't be waiving that fee.
Okay.
Do it for one nonprofit, not do it for,
All of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, that isn't gonna happen.
okay.
guys don't have to worry about that then. Okay, so.
We can just add that in the,
Yeah.
I know what we did last year was, whatever the amount was, I think it was 500, we allocated it so that your Greendale's present in both events. So, you know, if it was 500, we gave 250 for the Bark and Run and 250 for the, that way, you know, the name is at both events.
Right.
So,
I think a motion would be 800, that way it covers the price of the cabin.
250, and the price of the cabin?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got a first. Do we have a second?
sorry, I didn't hear.
800.
Okay.
250, and 300 for the price of the cabin.
Well, I'll second it.
Okay, got a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion
Thank
carries.
you,
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll get, probably reach out when we get, I know the next board meeting's, end of February, so we'll be contacting Shane for, you know, for the run, get things coordinated that way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Okay,
watch out for frozen water.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sandy, so Emmanuel Lutheran Church reached out to me a couple years ago. I think I reached out to them. I called you guys because the carillon that, if you grew up in Greendale, it used to go off around 5 p.m. every night, right? Is that about? 5, 6. And it was just pretty cool. You knew what, first of all, you kind of knew what time it was, and just kind of made you stop and think, you know, pretty cool. So I asked her what was going on, and I actually knew the gentleman who built that. And he built it probably 20, 25 years ago, right? And it was pretty aged. So I reached out to them, and they said it was broke, and I said, well, I gave him the name of my buddy, and he tried to fix it for you, correct?
Yes, he actually got it working. It would go off like random times, but he did not figure out how to program it. The
Right.
system is that old.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
had several people look at it. We think we get it, and it doesn't. So instead of putting more money into an old system that may or may not ever work,
Right.
we looked into a new one.
Yes. So I'll let, if you want to go there and speak to why you're here tonight. So that's kind of how that's how this conversation all started.
Yeah, we hadn't really thought about the chimes until Mayor came to us and said, what happened to the chimes? And we're like, what did happen to the chimes? And we did have Leo Bavard, if you remember. He was a pro on the chimes. He programmed them. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us and hasn't been for a long time. So we, as Mayor said, we looked into fixing the old ones. We worked on it. Judge Humphrey, who's our council president, this is my husband Mike Greenwood, who's a councilman. We got together at a council meeting and we looked up the price of a new one would be around $7,500. Is that what it was?
50.
70 for a new one. So as we're looking budget-wise, we're wanting to get a new one, but it's not fitting into the budget right now. But we've had other people in the community say, what happened to the chimes? You know, as we ask around, did you like the chimes? We live on Okie, and Mayor's right. When I thought about it,
Yep.
it was a time that, you know, you knew, hey, it's dinner time or it's whatever. And then the chimes will play again on Sunday.
I grew up on the corner of Pravasco and Ludlow, and you could hear them there. So. Parkside. Yep.
Yeah, we actually had a hard time. We got them working, but we couldn't even get the sound
Right.
really up on them either where it,
We were so desperate, we actually enlisted the help of 2 younger members.
Yeah.
To see if they could make
Yeah.
it.
your son was one of them.
Yes. Yes.
And none of us could get it moving. And like we said, as opposed to putting even more money into a system that may or may not work,
Right.
we're asking council, we're starting a fundraiser. We're looking at different grants, and we talked to Mayor, and he said, hey, start here.
Right.
So we're kind of asking for $1,500 to get that
Seed money.
seed money and get that $7,500 down to where we can work with other fundraising and other grants.
Mayor, I got a question.
I knew you were gonna
And I
ask.
want lighting to strike the building.
I know, I knew you were gonna ask me
I
this.
miss them too.
Yes.
Okay, and I will be contributing to your fund as an individual. Is this a church state thing, Counselor?
I don't think so.
Is there any conflict with giving
I,
city money to a?
I thought about that before I asked him to come, and in my mind, it's not for the church, it is for the church benefit, but it's more for the Greendale's benefit, in my mind. That's, and if you grew up here, you understand that, so that's how I feel about it, so,
As we started I'm sorry.
yeah.
As we started the fundraiser and doing other grants, are starting the foundation grant too, which is quite extensive. But it asked, on there, how does this help the community? And we were talking at council last night, and we said, actually, it helps the community more than it does the church, because there's nobody at church necessarily when the chimes are going off.
Agreed.
And it's more, and like I said, we reached out to community members just through word of mouth and said, hey, do you miss the chimes? And it was like, what happened to the chimes? Everyone was like,
Sandy,
yeah.
you said have you started the foundation grant?
We worked on it last night,
Okay.
filling that out.
That's the small grant?
Yes,
right?
the small one, yes.
Okay, I'm saying that's a perfect.
Yeah, and that's what we were
It-
thinking, if we could start with
it's not
1,500 and go to
simple, but
them and
it's-
say, hey, we've
yeah.
started our fundraiser with 1,500, and then we're also planning a spaghetti dinner at church as a fundraiser, and then we're asking for a matching contribution through members of the church. So we have thought this through, and if we could get, the 7,500 or at least near there, then it's doable for the church to finish.
Yeah, and I had the same thought that Linda had about it, but I also have seen firsthand the community involvement of the church. It's not just that they're wanting money for their building, but they serve as a registration site for our historic home tour. I don't know that they allow or encourage it, but I live just down the road from them, and anytime there's a baseball, softball game at the field, their parking lot is packed, and I think the community receives a benefit from their parking lot that we don't really pay for, I don't think, right? And,
No, we
I
don't
haven't-
charge.
I've never seen you tow cars out of there either, so, not yet. Right. I'm not encouraging that, but like, I just see it, and that there's a benefit that your church gives to the community outside of just a religious and a faith aspect. We line up for our 4th of July bike parade in front of their building every year. Like, I could support it just viewing their community impact and just the benefit that their group brings to Greendale through their services and opening their space up to us.
And Sandy, I think that you could definitely promote, as Linda said, other people who may not even go to that church but love the chimes might be able to donate as well. So just think about that so that you can have a way to collect money.
Right.
We'll play Christmas chimes.
Yes, actually, we did look into some of our music, and what was playing when we played it, it was like something for 4th of July, and this was in October or something.
Says it can,
You
it
know,
can
we
play
couldn't get-
thausands.
We couldn't
of
get the
songs.
music.
Oh, wow.
I remember that, being young, I remember
Our-
Christmas chimes.
Yeah, our list is very
Could you start the
extensive.
bike parade with the Star Spangled Banner?
I will tell
We
you.
talked about that, if we could get up and running, how neat it would be at 4th of July to actually have the chimes go off at whatever.
But in today's world, because I know Lance who builds this, it comes with all the music preloaded. Back in the day, you used to have to buy different songs, but he got tired of selling individual songs, so now he just puts them all on the, you got them all.
They used to be records.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously, we used to play 33 size
Yeah, I
records.
do remember that.
Yeah. So I would like to see council give the full 1,500. That's my suggestion. I think it's great for Greendale.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. We have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, got a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Wait a minute, Vince, I'm sorry, more to, I was gonna suggest.
More
and I know-
discussion?
A little bit, just
Okay.
where it's coming from. I noticed last year we didn't use all the mayor's funds, so.
But again, I got
4th of July.
the $10,000 you guys smoked me for the 4th of July, so it's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay, my
But-
my
We'll play the
second
national
stand.
anthem at 4th of
So
July.
you wanted to give a little bit more?
No, I was gonna say the second stands in. I was thinking taken from you, but I forgot about the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah, okay, right. Okay, so motion on this, we've got a first and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hey, Sandy, come back, tell these guys when the spaghetti dinner is, and invite them all to go, because they will go.
I abstain,
will
by the
for
way,
sure.
on that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Thank you.
David Hall
Thank
abstained.
you.
Becky,
you.
because he's a member of the church.
Oh, David.
Yeah, okay. Thank you all. Thanks, Judge. Yep. Okay. All right. Now the clerk treasurer report.
Oh, you got more?
No. I missed something?
In the packet, I've got a review of the year-to-date 2025.
Oh, hey Becky, we didn't do approval of minutes. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Can I back you up for a
okay,
minute? Thank you.
Moved.
Got a first, do we have a second? Second. Got a first and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, Becky, now clerk treasurer. Yes, thank you.
I provided a recap of 2025. We didn't have January, we don't have January balance yet because we're still working on our year-end reporting. So the 2025 numbers are what you have in front of you.
Good.
So if anyone, I am working on the annual report, the AFR, that goes filed with the State Board of Accounts. So you'll be seeing that at next month's meeting. Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
No, I'll move to approve the financial report as presented.
Okay, we have a first, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, anything else, Becky?
No?
Okay. Mike, you have 1 minute for a GRC update.
And that's all it's gonna take.
Yeah.
As everybody knows, if you listen to
Mike,
Facebook.
hold on, just police. Did you skip the police?
No, not yet.
Not yet, we're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're all
If you
discombobulated.
Yeah,
We've
sorry.
been-
Go ahead.
We've been all over.
If you listen to Facebook, it's kind of funny, but the new apartment complex actually broke ground.
Yes.
So,
And broke a water line, just so you know.
I heard that at the Board of Works
Yes.
meeting, but, so we're very excited. It's, you know.
Great.
Yep, okay. I want to introduce you guys to, this is Kevin Hay. Kevin, is it plural Hay or Hayes?
Hey, no S.
No, Kevin Hay. Kevin was, previously worked for HWC, who helped us put our CCMG grant together, and with the help of Katie, help us put our ADA and Title VI back together because we were non-compliant with that. He has since left them, and he is now working with Rezo. So we're excited to have him working at Rezo and locally. So we feel it's a good move for all of us. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, police report, Shane.
For the month of January, we had 399 total calls for service, wrote 6 traffic citations, 11 criminal arrests, had 15 crash reports, 18 new case reports were generated. And for training, myself, Assistant Chief Taylor, and Sergeant Byte all attended the Indiana Chiefs of Police Conference in Indianapolis. That's all I
Great.
have.
Okay, thank you. Ryan, 1 minute to give a Greendale Main Street.
1 minute, all right. Pickleball tournaments coming up. Curb appeal grants start in April if you have people working towards spring projects. And then our Indiana Department of Health trail planning grant, we had our kickoff meeting for that with the director of that program last week, and we'll be forming a team to start working through that process. So it's a $20,000 grant for
Great. Congratulations.
activity
Good for you guys.
So,
Okay. Star Pathways Okra Regional Partnership Update. We had a phone call with them yesterday, and they're hoping to be able to present within the next month. So that's kind of all I have on that. You have the MS4 update from Alan Duncan. It's in your packet. You guys, we just went through the water plant evaluation update. And again, anybody wants to go to the water plant, please take me up on that. Okay. Number 6. As coming Monday, this coming Monday will be Nathaniel's 90th day working for the city of Greendale. So his probationary period will be over. I'm going to tell you.
Sorry. It just sounded so silly.
What's that?
Just go ahead. Keep
Well,
going.
you'll see why I'm getting to this. So I can't I can't thank him enough for all the help getting through the snow and everything else that we've had to deal with in his first 90 days. He has been tested and he's handled it, and we've just gotten through it. It's truly what we've done, and we've done it well. I feel like we've done it really well. So why I'm pointing this out, not only that I'm excited that he's with us, but the budget was set last fall before Nathaniel was hired, and therefore his salary did not reflect the 3% increase that everybody else in the city got. So I'd like to make that right. We've done it for every other person in my 14 years of being here, we've always made it right, and I think there's no exception to Nathaniel. I think he deserves it. I would like council to give approval to Becky for help me out, Beck, what am I looking for?
Bring the salary ordinance back.
Salary ordinance.
Amending it, right?
Amending the salary ordinance to reflect the 3% increase that, again, everyone else got in the city. So, with that, I am looking for a motion or more discussion, your choice. So,
And we'd have to do an additional appropriation.
I was gonna say, do we have that in the budget, or we would need to appropriate that?
yeah. So,
If there's no other discussion, I'll make the motion for that,
okay,
but.
thank you.
I'll second it, so you discuss it.
Good, we have a first and second. Any more discussion? Anybody?
That's for the 3%, correct?
Yes, yeah, like, as everyone else got, correct? It was a 3%? Right, okay. All right, got a first and second on the table. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any nays? Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Doing
Yep.
a good job.
Yeah.
And again, if you guys, I want to tell you this, if you guys, as you drive Greendale, and if you see something that's amiss, or you don't like, or you have concerns, I hope by now you have Nathaniel's cell phone number. Please text him, bring it to his attention, as well as Alan Duncan. Send it to them both. That way, one checks the other, and it works out well, and add me on it if you want. But it seems to be working well for us, and I think Greendale's really looking good, and now that the snow's melting, I think it's looking even better. So, all good, all good. Okay, that's all I have for the mayor's report. Anthony?
We're working on a water main project on Nowlin Avenue, and it was originally bid out in 2 phases. And the Board of Works would like to combine those together and do the project as one large project. For those of you that were at Board of Works, that would require us to take a temporary loan from the water utility to the water utility from electric cash reserves of approximately $700,000, which we have in electric cash reserve.
Let me give you some backstory. If you all drive Hague Avenue to the underpass on Nowlin, count the patches of the water line that we have repaired over the years. You'll quit counting. You're just gonna say, we need to replace this, and that's what this is all about. I think it's an 8-inch line, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is.
Yeah, I think the main line is 8-inch.
Yeah, so it will go from, again, it'll go from Hague Avenue to the underpass. And we bid it out. We haven't awarded it yet. We're waiting on council's approval to approve the loan from electric to water.
Would that be from the electric cash reserve?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And is it a 0% loan?
No.
We will bring it back for an ordinance, and then council can decide if the water utility needs to pay interest to the electric utility. I don't see the purpose of doing that, but.
Nor do I. I just
Okay.
wanted to ask.
Okay. Well, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to make it, I want to make it fair, square, and legal with the state.
So we would make a motion that we're okay with doing that?
Yeah,
and then
just
they would
so
put
the Board
together
of
a
Works
request?
knows at their next meeting to go ahead and award the bids, and then in the March meeting, I will bring an ordinance for you to approve the loan between the utilities.
Okay.
And Becky.
And
or-
that'll have like the terms and everything.
It'll have the terms, and if you remember, we passed water rates, so actually the water utility is doing fine, and we anticipated doing this project, just not all together, but to save money.
Right.
We'll do it all together and then just pay back the electric utility.
Becky,
How,
or-
how long do you think it'll take us to get that money back?
Actually, I was talking to Becky, I think we'll get it back, a lot, yeah, like, I think 3 years is very conservative.
And I mean, we're gonna take a chunk of this.
Yeah, but,
No, I know.
but electric's growing. Electric's good.
I get it, but
Yeah.
other things come up also, I just wanna make sure.
All the service
Really, is
lines
that how
into
this works?
everything?
Yeah.
That ties all service lines in, everything to this main?
To the
Yes.
water main?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll all be brand new through that area.
And Becky, you're in agreement with doing this?
Clear to the curb stop or just at the main?
I believe it's going to the curb stops as well. I can give you a definitive answer on that.
And-
That's a big job.
Oh, it is, and Mooch, to your point, that's gonna be our next CCMG grant.
Yep.
We're trying to get this ahead of this, so for next year, we're going after Nowlan Avenue, Hague to underpass.
And now that the mayor said that, I'm almost 100% sure it is going to the curb stop, because I know in some preliminary plans, it showed like the sidewalk areas and stuff like that. So I'm 100% sure it's going to the curb stops now.
Okay.
And like the loan repayment's been worked into the utility increase, so they have the money to.
It's been worked into the water rate increase
Yeah,
we
the water-
passed.
Right.
Okay. Not the water rate increase that would be needed for
Right.
the plant.
Sure.
Okay. All right, just make sure everybody's on the same page. So you need a motion or,
If the board wants a motion to Board of Works to go ahead, and that would be great.
okay.
To allow you to draft the ordinance or to allow Board of Works to?
To
Award.
award the project, let them know, and then I'll bring the ordinance back for March.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
wonderful. We got a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anthony, anything else?
I can think of.
Is there a resolution? I thought there was, oh,
The hazard mitigation
on the back.
resolutions
Okay, all right. Okay, unfinished business, fireworks contract. I think it was last month, you guys were willing to go up to $30,000. So I reached out to our fireworks guy, Joe Randolph, and he gave me several options. And, you know, Greendale show, I didn't think adding another 10 minutes to our show was the answer. Our show goes on pretty long, but, and you kind of get, after 20 minutes of it, you're like, okay, you know, right, it's fireworks, right? So I asked him, I said, what can you do? I said, it's
Oh,
the
no.
250th. He said, what I suggest you do is bigger booms, bigger bangs, and more intensity. I'm in. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be maybe a few minutes longer, but the intensity is going to, I hope you walk away from there saying, holy smokes, that was a show.
Boom, bang, intense.
Yeah, right? So, yeah, you can quote me on that, by the way. So, all right, so that's where we are. All right, what else we got? New business, EMS agreement. We do this every year. Again, Greendale EMS is a private organization for providing services to the city. They get an area to keep. They get to use our firehouse. I think we give them up to $400 a month in fuel. Does that sound right? And we also collect $1 on our utility bill per month to help them pay for their services. Tommy wasn't here tonight to give his report. He was out on a run doing what he does. But it's amazing how quick they get to you when you call. They are coming. And very rarely can they not cover their shift. So, and now that the county is contracted with them, they've cut the time to get an ambulance to Perfect significantly, which we all have little ones or have had little ones out there skiing, so we know how important that is. So we need a motion to accept the contract, correct? Okay, need a motion to accept.
So moved.
I'm sorry.
So moved.
Got a first, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful.
Vince also on
Sorry, who
that.
was the second?
Kurt.
Oh,
Myself or Dave, either or, doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Put Dave on there.
Yeah.
Hey, also just a reminder that the redevelopment also provided
29,000?
I thought it was 156. It's a bunch.
Well, it was whatever was remaining in our riverboat funds from 2025 to allow them to purchase
Their
the-
second.
Their second ambulance.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, huge. Yep. All right, thank you. Lampert contract renewal. So as you all know, we rely on Steve Lampert for our, we'll call it our in-house engineering. Steve was the city manager for 21 years. He is a professional engineer. His knowledge of what's in the ground here, you just can't believe how important it is to my day-to-day. Nathaniel leans on him a lot, and he's been a good mentor to you. And it's the same price as it's been the last 2 years. It's at $150 an hour. I think, and Kevin Hayes would tell you that that's a deal for a senior engineer. It's a gift, absolutely. So, with that said, I'd like you guys to accept Steve's contract again for 2026.
What changes have been made to this from last year's?
I think the only thing that went up was the insurance portion. Am I correct, Anthony?
Yeah, we pay some yearly administrative costs, and those have gone up a few $100s.
Is that in paragraph 3 there?
I don't have it in front of me.
The
but
compensation
I
expenses.
think it's like $2,200.
2234.43.
Yeah, we pay an administrative cost, and then that's $150 an hour after that.
Yeah. And then, is there a maximum in there that we pay in a year?
There used to be.
Did we
That's
we
not
had that
included in
before?
the,
There
that's
used to
not
be.
included in the contract, we've just done as needed.
I'll tell you what, I think the last couple.
We had to
last
do not
month-
exceed at one time.
Yeah, but I think last month we used him 12 hours. Does that sound right, Becky? Was it about 12
I
hours?
didn't see the bill from this.
I think it was, we
It's
used
in-
last month was 12 hours.
That's probably on me.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think all
Yes.
of it was on sewer.
Yes! Yes, it was you. Oh, Lord. All right.
So the not to exceed was taken out too?
I didn't, I wasn't aware of that, but
There wasn't a not to exceed in the contract, that was in the city's budget. That was what was approved,
Okay.
I think, 2 years ago.
It's
and
like
I-
36,000 or
yeah,
35 or
something like
34,
that.
somewhere around
And
there.
I don't think we ever,
I don't think we've come close
I don't
to
think
it.
we ever got to that, it's just been on an as-needed basis.
Yeah.
You know, when we first did this, I wasn't a big proponent of it.
Oh,
but-
here we
but I-
go.
But I tell you what, it's.
Oh, he's turned a leaf.
Get
Get that on
He's
camera.
helped out a lot.
I think I'm gonna hug you after this meeting.
I'll make the motion that we, renew, Lampert's contract.
Great. We got it first, we have a second.
I'll second.
Okay, second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay, part of chasing this brick grant for the levees system, Greendales and Lawrenceburg, we needed to update our hazard mitigation plan, which is a county-wide plan.
It's interesting to read.
Everybody from the county was involved. It seemed like an eternity. I think we sat through 6 or 8 hours to get to the point where the plan is adopting. So that's what this is all about, just adopting Dearborn County's hazard mitigation plan. So.
So you don't want us
It's
to
an
propose
interesting read, I
changes?
thought. I said, I thought it was an interesting read.
Did you?
I
Okay.
really did.
Okay, all right. It was fun.
I mean, I was at the meetings.
Yeah. Okay, I need a motion, please.
What's the number on it?
Yes, Becky, do you have is this number 1? Is this
26-1
01?
is what the agenda says.
Okay,
Is it 01? Wow.
yep. First one of the year.
I'll move
Yes,
to,
It says
sorry,
01.
number 2026-0.
is it to approve or to?
Accept.
To adopt. Okay, I'll move to adopt resolution 2026-01 hazard mitigation.
I'll second.
Got a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. All right, how about a motion to dismiss and Kurt's gonna get a big hug.
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all that, man. He is, I can't do it without him.
Ready to go. I was like, I kept on wanting a drink, and it's like, no,